Hello, Cormac. This is a review of your lesson from August 28th of 2020. We'll get right to it. We reviewed a lot today because it's been a while since we've had a lesson, since before COVID came, which was March of this year. So here we are. The first thing we worked on today was the scale, the full scale going from low G all the way to high A, and then back down to low G. Your challenge this week is to play that nice and controlled and even, all right? You do a very good job with your fingering, but I need you to work on the evenness of it, the consistency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the metronome on. You're going to hear it in the background, and I want you to play along with me in the recording. So get your fingers ready. You get yourself ready to play low G and do the scale with me. It is not going to be fast, so I need you to play nice and controlled. Listen to this tempo. This is 55 beats per minute. It's not fast. I'll give you the ready sound. So, ready? 1, 2. I would like you to play that 3 times in a row with my recording. Nice and careful. All right, once you've done that, I would like you to go ahead and work on the G grace note scale. Same idea as the G scale, or the regular scale, but with the G grace note. In this one, I'm going to slow the tempo down just a little bit to make sure that the grace notes are very clear. The point of this is not to go fast. Again, it is to play consistently. So I want you to get ready. The very first sound we're going to make is going to be the G grace note to low G. And we're going to listen to the tempo. I'll give you a count. So, ready? 1, 2. Now that one, we reviewed in the lesson that when you get to the high notes, yeah, when you're on E, for example, it's a G grace note to E, sounds like this. That was G grace note to F. But once you get up here, you need to play a thumb grace note to get to that high G. So from F to high G, it's like that. And then high A doesn't get a grace note. And then you go back down. So just remember that. The next thing we discussed was the high A doubling scale. This is your first, actually it's your second doubling. You already learned the D throw in the past. And the high A doubling scale looks like this. It is on page 76 of the green book, the tutor book, but we also wrote it out manually during the lesson. And it should be flagged, so you should have a flag on it. And what you're going to do is play the G grace note scale, yeah, along with me. And in this one, I'm not going to give you a metronome. I'm just going to give you a count, and we're going to play it together. All right. And remember, with the G grace note, or excuse me, the high A doubling, right? Pardon me. You go from one note, melody note, to a high A, and then you slide the thumb across that back hole to get the G grace note. Sounds like this. All right, we'll do the scale together, starting on low A. 1, 2. When you practice this, I want you to practice it no faster than what we just did. Go ahead and play this back 3 times. Accompany me 3 times at that controlled tempo. The next thing that we did was we did review, Scots Wha Hae, the tune Scots Wha Hae. And what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and redo that together. That appears on page 28 of the Green Book, Lesson 4, Scots Wha Hae. Play along with me, nice and careful. 1, 2. Okay, the last thing we did was I introduced a new tune for you to help you with your GDE triplets. Should be a lot of fun. It's the Glasgow Pipers Jig. It's from Scots Guard, Volume 2. And all we're doing this week is the first 2 bars, all right? The first 2 bars of Glasgow Pipers Jig. You have it highlighted on your music, and you'll notice it starts with a GDE triplet on low A. It's a G grace note to C, followed by a high A, back to C. Then you get to do a GDE triplet on B, right? With a G grace note to C, and a high A, thumb grace note, onto high A. I'm not going to play this fast. I would like you to play it on your own several times before you attempt to play it with me. On this one, I'm going to give you a count of 2. Actually, I'll give you a count of 4, and we'll start it on 5. It'll go like this. It'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's pretty fast. Before we get to that, we're going to do it a lot slower. You ready? 1, 2. Let's do that again. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. If you can't play it with me yet, I want you to go ahead and do it on your own and come back to the video when you can. Happy chantering!